This thing don't find it don't really on. The way our people die no sweet again. Oh na 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 na. We call fear people them they suffer. Oh na 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 na. But been cheap but now we dear. Oh na 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 na. Music shine and sing they no hit again. The people they sell no profit again. Man and they watch film. We want for know if not the actor go die on the toughest go left. We still they watch film. See other country they act fast. We they act like wef. Man and they watch film. Kudos to Niger and Mali. Who done now they can free we still they watch film. We want for know if not the actor go die on the toughest go left. Man and they watch film. The people not able to talk because they don't see them right. When they want for talk again, and then go take them life. Politicians they live good life. See them they chill with them wife. Now them they drive good cars. While the masses they cry. Then just they kill and they chill in a prison. They act or they watch. I swear you know they talk thing. But I no blame nobody. Now the director where direct this film. We don't take the script and give unto the wrong person. Now we don't spoil the film. We tired with the crush. Prostitution all around. They watch film. We want for know if not the actor go die on the toughest go left. We still they watch film. See other country they act fast. We they act like wef. Man and they watch film. Kudos to Niger and Mali. Who done now they can free we still they watch film. Oh na na na. Hey, yeah. Liberian freedom country but still Salone people they sleep. Hey. Guinean freedom country, but still Salone people they know. I say the first thing we pay me, then kill democracy, then steal back election, then stand back for kill. But I know nobody not the director. We direct this film. We don't take the script and give unto the wrong person. Now we don't spoil the film. Too much of bloggers, plenty don't die. So when they talk this and talk that's plenty don't lie. Man and they watch film. We want for know if not the actor go die on the toughest go left. We still they watch film. See other country they act fast. We they act like wef. Man and they watch film. Kudos to Niger and Mali. Who done now they can free we still they watch film. Oh na na na. Hey, yeah. Prison break, no prison break. We see the fake more life than take. Police they fight civilian. Soldier man them just they kill civilian. This thing they pay me at once, so I send a special fork to the soldiers. This thing they pay me at once, so I send a special fork to the police. It's the dark light, no day. To talk to the people, make them sit down, let's pray. But I no blame nobody, not the director. We direct this film. Man and they watch film. We want for know if not the actor go die on the toughest go left. We still they watch film. See other country they act fast. We they act like wef. Man and they watch film. Kudos to Niger and Mali. Who done now they can free we still they watch film. I pledge my love, loyalty. Man and they watch film. The land that we love is my country. We still they watch film. Hey, my lover. Man and they watch film. Biggie man, be a dance. SL music. We still they watch film. Young easy is a heck of time monster.
Greetings, comrades of the APC. This is the APC Diaspora Online TV platform, and me, na comrade OrWanKasu. Today, we get an exclusive with one of the comrade, we now a parliamentarian, where they can talk to we about the anti-terrorism laws. We didn't just pass. Of course, we all know say the SLPP regime don't pass quite a lot of laws them, the parliament, and against the people of Sierra Leone, and most of we parliamentarians then when they represent the APC party, the parliament, not support them laws than they, but sometimes they can find them quite difficult for able for stop the government from passing these laws. But today we get an exclusive with Honorable Ibrahim Barrie from Bombali district, where they can talk to we today. Make you explain to we how the parliamentary process can go in trying to enacting laws that are so and passed in a parliament, within the APC can do in terms of making sure that the public not blame them outrightly for the things that we need to do. But I want for first of all introduce Honorable Ibrahim Barrie for make a little bit no say it did at the platform and it did clearly. So Comrade Barrie, please come live and say hi to comrades them.
Yes, yes, Comrade OrWanKasu, thank you very much. Thank you to the viewers and to now all. Once again, me na Honorable Ibrahim Barrie of the All People's Congress, they represent Bombali
Thank you
District.
very much for joining us, Honorable Barrie. This now Ramadan, we know saying our time this way very crucial for Muslims them, this fast, the sun, the pray, and all that in the day. So we appreciate that you're able for join we this night for can talk to we. Honorable, yeah,
Thank you very much. Myself happy for the
okay.
Utuna.
Honorable Barry, we just want to ask first of all, we understand say today understand in solidarity with the leader of the All People's Congress na Parliament when comrade Abdul Kago, Honorable Abdul Kago. What you understand in solidarity for with them?
Yes. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. We all know, say, we leader when our Honorable Abdul Kagbo been experienced a very sad situation, tragedy, where a house in Freetown been born as a result of this bad electricity where ETSA the supply. Fortunately, no lives, nobody not been die, but all in property them we been there inside in wealth in property them important documents, everything. Me and you know the pain we that they come with when you we know what it mean for let them thief even just your handbag. Also maybe you get your passport, a document, and not to talk of your house, your home, na the capital city, also na the your office day. So it was a shocking and a sad event, and we see the entire APC community from the diaspora to local, and then even citizens, ordinary citizens, civil society, they all be empathized with them for that. So we back as members of parliament, them we back be extend with solidarity. For we don't do them earlier, but he may go attend the ECOWAS session. So today after sitting, we come together and then submit to them a token where we all put together for sympathize with them and then pray for them and then continue for courage them. This now part of the unity we the and push among ourselves. We know say we are in opposition, not easy. But these are some of the ways that we the try for all we serve in-house and even with the entire, and we appreciate not only the parliamentary group but the executive from the constituency, the world level up to the national, even from the diaspora for the support with then get to leader, and then we encourage for them to continue this spirit, not just for our leaders, but for every member of the All People's Congress, for they will able support yourself during this critical time.
So is this just a matter of actually standing in solidarity for sympathize with which kind of message will this send to the
Yes.
SLPP governments for for this action when I take na parliament and not for go meet and host or for go meet and somewhere for do am na party office why na parliament una do am?
Yeah, well, that's the our office. That's na the people's house. We na the parliament. I did the electorate, and he is our leader there. And like we say, in house we in the Freetown, a don't born due to this bad electricity. And then we also need for we be need for do a symbolic something. Let them know say it is not just about the leadership of the APC in parliament, but it's about every other Sierra Leonean. So many houses that they born right now due to this bad electricity. McKinney, who I made the representative, almost every week or two with every cases they say, oh, don't born because of this EDSA. So you una all notice how we leadership the Honorable AKK when our chief whip, we last press conference, we dedicate time for look at this energy crisis, profile alternative solutions, and then we don't engage the media. We all don't see how they able keep them on their toes for ensure say the people of this country gets at least that basic affordable, sustainable, and electricity wey not dangerous, wey not threatening. So if it can happen to we leader, now when are the leader of the opposition at parliament, it can happen to anybody. So like you say, it was more than just solidarity, but it was a gesture, it was a call on the government as well for CC, because we see recently in the Honorable Abdul Kabo been do a piece where in writes about the dangers of this bad and bad and interrupted electricity supply. So we use them as a platform for do am at the people's house. For there, we also call on the government for do something about this bad electricity in the country. This is not politics. This is something where they put the lives of the people them at stake. This is something where they drive investors. It's too much, Comrade OrWanKasu. For there, we capital city in the 21st century, 2025, we see the electricity distributing agency, they pull a timetable, they tell you say this community will get from this to this. It is shameful, it is a disgrace. So it's also beyond solidarity, it's also a call to action for
Okay,
this
Honorable,
government.
you think say the government go listen to this call here, so wanna make sure for standing solidarity like this? Government will listen?
Yeah, well, you know, comrade, there are certain things you don't politicize them. The lights no udana SAPP udana APC. The lights no udana Timni udana Mende. The lights no udana Northern udana Southern udana Eastern. And the dent, the reputation is on the country. I believe say we know the consequences of lack of electricity. Today, all we health institutions then rely on electricity. You know, you go na government hospitals there, you dey see where you go na the under 5 units, picking them rely on electricity for let them survive. Where you go na the surgery department, you go na all the trading area, in every aspect we need electricity. It's now a basic right. So they shouldn't just see it as a call by the APC or as a knock from the opposition, but they should see it as a benchmark for development, because you cannot in this modern era, we don't have to go far. You go Ghana, Naya, you go Senegal, you go Guinea, they are not talking about timetable in terms of electricity supply. And the other thing, comrade, where we need for draw the attention of people, it's not just about the lack of electricity, but the danger of this interrupted way where they supply and where they cause people their houses, then they burn, you know, that they lead to death and other things, then alarming, and government need for act at all costs, and they shouldn't see this as
Okay.
politics.
This platform stand in solidarity with Honorable Abdul Kabo for this unfortunate thing we happen to in house and in property that we don't burn. We try for reach out to Ram. We send him a message,
Thank you.
and he acknowledged the message. And we be even one for talk to Ram. He do agree because the person is very selfless. Every time he dey
Okay.
agree, even though schedules are very
Yes.
tight, you know, for deny we. But you can notice
Yeah,
you get a meeting right through the day
exactly.
until 8:30 na net, and you go don tire, so we
Yeah.
decide for cancel that interview day. But however, you get anything where you go even
Okay.
remember say this government don't actually adhere to any alternative thing they want don't profile for the government in terms of solution to all the things that we need to do in the country. You get anything we can remember where this government don't listen and say, okay, let we implement within the opposition don't advise we in parliament.
Yeah, well, I think in some cases they no can get any option than for listening, because like I said, there are certain things you don't politicize them. I remember where we come, the first bill we then come with the finance bill, the 2024 finance bill. There was a plan say that they add 5% on rice, excise duty on rice, and then the following year, when at 2025, if we go to 10%. We stood against that. We tell them about the implication, the unintended consequences of that. But then we go ahead and add the 5%, and we all see how the price of rice been skyrockets. Now, when we come for go to the 2025 budget, when we then count the finance bill, where the finance bill means say the document where they outline how governments the source revenue, we tell them say, look, if we go ahead with this is not about SLPP or APC. This is about the livelihood of our people. This is our staple food. at present condition, it's unbearable. It's above the minimum wage. If we go with this, if we push them to that 10%, it's going to be a deadly. It's going to be a catastrophe for our food security situation in the country. So then listen, we amend them and it remain as it is. Than in a one situation where I could remember, and even the topic where we can talk about today, the counter-terrorism, the first one where they make out with, there were things and they were being very dangerous for advocacy, for press freedom, for lawful protest and all industrial action. So we flag them up, and then we see recently the make from the Attorney General a notice that they don't put exemption to some of them. So I can say some they can listen because it's the law now something we're very powerful, Comrade OrWanKasu. The law you go make and today, tomorrow, and that same law they then go use for against you. So I make when they make the law, we not for think about convenience, we not for just think about today, but we need to think about sustainability, we need to think about equity, we need to think about the long run. And that make democracy the create room for an opposition. When you get an opposition at the House of Parliament or in democratic spaces, not to say in a war, but they should be there to serve as a checkmate for the government, the excesses of the government. Say, let us don't do this, let us don't do this, let us go this way. It will turn. We were in governance from 2007 to 2018. They were in opposition. Now they are in governance, and very soon we will take over. They will also go in opposition. So we have to ensure that we checkmate them to ensure that we get it right. That any law will be passed for this country, we're not for pass them for the convenience of a political party or an individual, but we for pass them for the democracy, the good governance, and sustainable development of Sierra Leone.
Honorable Barrie, thank you very much. There are few laws that we SLPP don't pass from 2018 to now, and the laws then they are outrightly very, very bad for the people of Sierra Leone. Una stand against the law and they una debate against the law, but they're able for pass the law by whichever means they're able for pass them. Una not be get with self. How una they able for cope with the kind problems they are seeing?
Yeah, well, for now it's even worse. For now, the situation was because imagine 2018, the fifth parliament, when they come, we were in the majority. We were in the majority. Ideally, in an ideal democracy, now we forbid get a speaker. They're not forbid able bulldoze with laws them. But they did what they have to do, using autocracy, dictatorial tendencies, then bulldoze and impose a speaker, then bulldoze and remove 10 of our elected members of parliament, then bulldoze come with census instruments, we talk about it, we tell them about the fact that this is not viable, about the fact that this is not sustainable. Even the World Bank, will be the provide technical support, advise them ahead because they wanted to score political goals at all costs. When they come with the PR system, we tell them, say, look, under your government, your former President Amati Jankaba, moved from the PR to the constituency because we are no longer under war. We now have delineated constituencies, but they looked at the advantage. They say, no, the PR go get the advantage. They're able to take seats there. And they bulldoze. So I agree with you, Comrade OrWanKasu. They bulldoze with so many laws that favors them. And then when we come back on the sixth parliament, so one greater example now, the issue of the removal of the Auditor General. When me and you, everybody, all the policy we go accept, say it was a lawful or a necessary something, and then the SLPP. But everybody, civil society, international auditing organizations, everybody say the woman acted within international best practice for auditing. They are 81. They have the number. They stole so many seats. They knew what they wanted. They are 81. They did everything they can to get away with that. We make a press conference. We stood there, even though yes, few of we members then vote against opposition, but under a normal circumstance, even the procedure for the speaker tell we say, when they say voting in parliament, when they say 2/3, it means that those present That was also unprecedented, So I agree with you, comrade. It has we not able experience, we not able go through a perfect situation in the parliament. They bulldoze, they've used dictatorship, just like they did in the election, just like they've been doing with the police and all. But that not means say we are going to give up. We will never give up. We will fight to the last to ensure that we reclaim democracy and good governance for this country, ensure we come back to governance for save the soul of this
Okay, Honorable
country.
Barry, thank you very much. Let me come now to this anti-terrorism law. Everybody they vex for. Everybody they think say this now the straw on their horse's back will not actually break democracy. Finally being approved by the members of parliament,
Mhm.
including the APC people, them condone to that, they approve of that. A lot of them, succumb to whatever pressure, some of them compromise their integrity and not stand with the people of Sierra Leone. They allow these governments for pass a law like this, a draconian law wey go for create serious problem for the APC people themselves. So a lot of people are not just worried about the people of Sierra Leone, the ordinary citizens. They're also worried about the elected members of APC, the executive members of APC, the big guns, the stakeholders of
Mhm.
APC, that they will use this law against them, if for
Mhm.
future aspiration for come in governance. So talk to me about this draconian law where everybody they talk about, and waiting at the content of this anti-terrorism law. What's not the implication of it?
Okay, so I don't know how I go able to turn this camera so that I go show now something while they read.
Um,
But let me read it and then maybe later we'll share. Now the first counter-terrorism act we then carry it. It's a public document now. So I want for encourage people for read page 54. Also, there's a memorandum of objects and reasons of the counter-terrorism act. We then carry it. Then say the purpose of this bill is to provide for the establishment of a national counter-terrorism committee. And they do this for let we people understand waiting then be carried, waiting been did it, and then waiting we object on, waiting at the framework, who side dem pull this counter-terrorism model, who side come, and waiting and count, waiting we don't push them for let them pull, and waiting and pass. Then people go judge now whether na sell out or sell game the MPs they don't do, or whether indeed they should appreciate and applaud the opposition. So let's just read. It said the purpose of this bill is to provide for the establishment of a national counter-terrorism committee, to provide for the establishment of a counter-terrorism coordination committee, to provide for the creation of offenses of terrorism and related matters, to provide for the enforcement measures on the terrorist property, to provide for the prohibition of financial support to terrorism, and to provide for other related matters. I would say they get me,
correct.
comrade. So this now the purpose of the bill wey dem say dem carry it. Dem say for provide counter-terrorism committee wey im go dey as a committee inside the Minister of Defence, Minister of Finance, Minister of Information, Inspector General of Police, other people dem get a committee wey dis committee go dey for the provide for the establishment also of a coordination committee for the help dem for look at the creation of offences of terrorism, for provide for the enforcement measures on terrorist property, and for provide for prohibition of financial support to terrorism. Now the bill then divided into 11 parts. Part one of the bill, a look at the interpretation of certain terms. Also then define terrorism, this, that, coordination, counter-terrorism. Part two, look at the provision for the establishment of the national counter-terrorism. Now they did say you na Uda and Uda the counter-terrorism, where the Minister of Defense, the Minister of Internal Affairs and others are there. And then you get Attorney General self you get provide for the counter-terrorism fusion center. All of those did. Part 5 makes provision for the prohibition of support of proscribed organizations, kind of like anti-terrorist organization. And then part 7 talks about provides for the prohibition of financial support to terrorism. That they try for say. Part 7 the parts a law for provide prohibition of any organization for existence alone where they support terrorism. And then part 8 provides for preventive and ancillary measures. Part 9 they provide for mutual legal assistance and extradition. Of course, I know see people they follow the case of Just Lidakas, we then call Umaru Sheriff. This part will provide for legal assistance and extradition. And then part 10 provides for enforcement measures on terrorist property. And then part 11 it talk about miscellaneous. This is not just a breakdown of
Okay.
the act. Yeah. Then
Okay.
before I go to your question in particular, just let people then also know say it's a public document now. If then Google and self, then we will read them or check now Office of Government Bookshop or even Salone Gazette. But me can share that with you after. Then you can share the below and count and the report together with this interview so people will understand. So now, comrade, for give a background to this, in 2011, na Equatorial Guinea, Malabo. Malabo na Equatorial Guinea or Guinea-Bissau. I think na Equatorial Guinea.
Equatorial Guinea.
Equatorial Guinea, thank you. So Malabo, African countries them been go get a summit na Malabo 2011. We then call them the Model Anti-Terrorism Summit. Because we all know, say, after the September 11 attack na America, the United Nations and all global bodies be the aligned and development plans as for how for counter-terrorism. Because we see the rise of Boko Haram in Nigeria, we see the rise of Al-Qaeda, we see the rise of ISIS. So then begin to let every global and regional bodies then make a framework, a model of how they will fight terrorism, how they will discourage let terrorism operate in the country. So in 2011, African country they meet up in Malabo, then go get a model, a framework of terrorism, then go agree on how to fight terrorism on a comprehensive framework. So since then to now, other countries they don't pass them, you lost them. We align to that Malabo counter-terrorism model. It's a public document as well. That one can also be shared so that you can also help us to explain to the public. So now what do we do? When enter with this counter-terrorism in our parliament, we take them automatically, we study them, and then we compare them to the Malabo counter-terrorism model. We realize say most of the things that we did at the counter-terrorism model where them pull am Malabo, now the same with waiting there. But then why this current government add some things there, when not then that Malabo, they remove some things there. For example, if you Google now the Malabo counter-terrorism model, you go notice say then define terrorism, and after the definition of terrorism, then put exemptions. Then say, for example, lawful advocacy, no to terrorism. Industrial action, like where then workers them grab na can also for advocate for improve of condition of service, no to terrorism. Press and other related matters, no to terrorism. But when they were account when we look at, if you go to page 2, outside and talk about interpretation, then you come to the definition of terrorism. Let me just take my time. Outside and define terrorism, you see, there's a terrorist act according to the counter-terrorism. This is now page 5 of the Counter-Terrorism Act, where then first with na parliament. There's a terrorist act means the use, threatened use, or attempted use of unlawful force or violence against one or more persons or property, calculated to intimidate or coerce a government, an agency of government, a civilian population, or section thereof into doing or refraining from an act or course of conduct in furtherance of a political, social, ideological, religious, or economic objective. So they went beyond the model definition where they may pull a Malabo. So that was scary for all of us, not just for the APC. It was scary for press freedom. It was scary for industrial action. It was scary for lawful advocacy. It was scary for democratic good governance. So automatically, what do we do as a responsible opposition? We get a press conference, we update the public, and we pull a position. We told them that this is not going to buy, and this is not good for our democracy. We highlight, we flag that up. Wetin we see as a result of with continuous resistance. 3 days ago, let me just try to read this. 3 days ago,
Okay, comrades, Mr. Barry don't get some frozen at the moment, but hopefully it'll come back.
okay,
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, okay now.
Yeah, you said 3 days
Okay, so
ago.
on the 4th February,
Yeah.
now we see that notice from the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, but the date we did in 4th February, we then accept now say that they put exemptions to the Counter-Terrorism Act. We include now exceptions include now advocacy, include now industrial action. So we concerns them where we've been raised, then taken now to consideration. You understand,
So,
comrade?
so
I think it take me time.
yes, that means that there was an intention for them people here also for actually expand the real definition from the Malibu model to framing their own model, where
Yes,
the intention of that now for actually use that against people them. Why them for even prompt them for even go back and retract within and go add day. Why them for do that? Why do they have to do that? If there's a model already where they for
exactly,
just mirror.
Ex-
Okay,
exactly,
okay.
exactly. And then, in fact, we've been passed a law when I be they be don't pass a law on the fifth parliament on the cyber, and then we've been passed another financing of terrorism act, proliferation of weapons or something like that. But um, where we don't clearly get a definition of terrorism. The definition of terrorism is globally accepted. The one, even the one we then use now Malabo, now the one with the United Nations, the globally accepted definition of terrorism. So we on concern the moment where we see the first one we them present, now that we don't want these people to come and pass a law that they will use tomorrow to target opposition MPs, to target dissident voices, to target lawful protesters, because this we get for no say now fundamental elements in a democracy. These are fundamental elements in a democracy. And I think um like how you asked me the first question no more, they listened, whether they got pressure from the international community or by drawing their attention to that Malabo declaration, that Malabo model, they realized that indeed. So they went back. We see the notice, then come, then they are in a parliament. And for we, comrade, we happy because at least inside this counter-terrorism, the major things they waiting for, we don't use for dent with democracy, for go after people. We push them and we succeed for make them remove them. Then one important thing where I want let we APC people and also know now that we shouldn't be seen as a party where they tolerate terrorism. Is that clear, comrade?
Yes, very clear.
We shouldn't be seen as a party. We want, just like between 2007 to 2018, we want what with the kind of power. Let we come fast track for address the pressing issues, electricity, access to healthcare, education, and all. Let we not can begin deal with terrorists. Imagine Nigeria don't for the fight against Boko Haram for long. So we are not against the fight against terror. We are in support. APC as a democratic development, we are in support of the fight against terrorism. But our concern is that we not go allow then try for catch some undemocratic tenets there in this particular law for go after opponents, them for go after peaceful protesters, for go after advocacy, all of those things. So really, after that particular day, because to be honest with you, comrade, me and this current cohort of APC executive member, we are just 54 minus Mame Bangura and Thompson. We are 52, but we are so cautious. Any bill will come, we dey get a platform, we dey send am, we dey get a meeting, we get proactive leaders, we dey see leaders like the whip when na AKK, then na the media, we dey see Abdukagbo, we dey see them all, Aaron, Honorable Daniel Kuma, Catherine, all of them. We dey come as a group, we get a team among we dey sit down, we dey look at them and say, no, this should not go through. You know, so therefore, if them people there pass something like that, at least what will be the expect from we own people there, now tap on the back for let them say, okay, they appreciate we. And you know, I've been discussed today with a colleague, say in finally we'll begin educate with people and let them know the real context of the current parliament. Let them know the challenge what they go through. What will they go through now this current parliament? Now, like when they play game, let's say between Arsenal and Manchester, then give 5 people red card. Out of 11 and give 5. They say let 6 people and now play against that. That's why if they are 81 in this parliament. They stole 4 seats from Poloko, took 5 seats from Western Rural, take seats all over, then count 81. And you have the PCMPs where traditionally they can vote in support of government. So any law where them people are determined for pass, then they pass am. Just that we did it as members of the opposition for play with parts as an opposition, but we not get the power for stop them. We go talk like we did for the Auditor General's report, like them how we brought us them be fetched during the 5th parliament. But trust me, if there is any group of people who fail this country, it's not the opposition members of parliament, it's the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, the judiciary and all the players there, institutional and actors there, wait for we don't ensure say we all them people are responsible and ensure say Uda win or Uda for the parliament and for the parliament. And then we should look at the democracy in Ghana, look at the democracy in Senegal, look at the democracy in Liberia. You feel say now opposition make them democracy then they improve? No, not the opposition no more. In Senegal, the outgoing president wanted to extend up to December. The judiciary tell and say, no, it's not possible. Conduct election now. In Ghana, we see the peaceful election nature to a point that the incumbent vice president accepts automatically before do the claim. We see the same thing in Liberia, incumbent to that level. So not to say that the opposition MPs or the opposition in that country, then they make them go to that level. But at the institutions like the judiciary, the Electoral Commission, the police, now they stand in with the people and the constitution of the country. Now make it easy. But for we all see to a point we had elections to this country up to now. Electoral Commission they refuse to publish disaggregated data. They make fun out of them. Comrade like some maybe we can continue.
Thank you very much for that support. Actually, they agree you. I don't know if you get any kind of lamp we be able for put on for now, for let we able for see you at least, but we agree very clearly. But one quick question I want to ask before we go into the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
The Malibu conference would be all for define terrorism and also try to make the African region they're able for domesticate them laws that are so inside their own national parliament. I want to know whether Sierra Leone be under pressure for actually domesticate these laws inside the system.
Yeah, well, not so under pressure. Sierra Leone, they part of the global and regional community. We they part of African Union. We they part of the ECOWAS. So once they call on all countries, like for example, if ECOWAS calls in, our go pass a model or a law on gender, then automatically all member countries. Okay, good. The lights they don't sorry for me now. All member countries for adhere to now. Yeah. So well, this now another example of this bad electricity where they cause the damage where they see in the country. But let us
Yeah.
continue on this discussion. So not only like we dey under pressure, but we don't make that commitment day. If we now go out of 15 member ECOWAS countries or members of the African Union, then go tell una all sign up, say una for pass a law now on a country, una for domesticate this. And then in fact, at some point, it was long overdue, to be honest. It was long overdue because there are other countries there, over 20 to 30 countries that will be done domesticate that law, then be done pass in line with the Malabo model. So ours was long
Okay.
overdue. Like I tell you, comrade, look what's in the happen in our country at the moment. We have been accused of hosting a global, a European drug lord. We have been accused. We don't even see we embassy vehicles them. They escort cocaine drugs to other countries them. These are all benchmarks of terrorism because these are crime there, na global transnational crime. So like I say in the earlier submission, we as the APC, as the opposition, we are strongly committed to drive away transnational crime, to ensure that our country does not become a hub for drug, illicit weapons, and then terrorist activities. But our concern as an opposition was to ensure that they not use this law, they not hide behind this counter-terrorism act for car with laws there where the target or tight opponent for put her in their own favor. And I believe that we
Okay,
succeeded in
comrade,
doing that.
you mentioned earlier about the um, Honorable Aaron, AKK and others, where they engage Catherine there, where they engage the media. This is one of the fundamental things that we the public they blame Una as MPs, them at the opposition. In as much as say that they do that, some of we they see, but there are plenty people them. We know they see them people there. So like this platform of this so forget people and for joining at this platform for can talk to me. This is an APC platform. You go struggle for get people and for can talk to me, for can pass the message. The diaspora, they watch this platform. Now the diaspora APC platform, now the only APC platform the diaspora will get APC. Other platform then they will might be sympathizers of APC, but they're not APC. So we want comrades then for the come out can talk. This anti-terrorism law, as far as the general public is concerned, the it's either now two things. It's either una no say this thing that they can pass on our parliament, but plenty of una absent, deliberately absent, for make una no mix the make them no talk say, oh, I be dead with this, let them pass this law. Or it's either una know about this thing, una not get power for even pass them, but una fail for inform the public appropriately, waiting una supposed for tell the public, when the public understand. Now the public not understand. As far as they're concerned, they don't pass the most dangerous law na Sierra Leone where they get for use against una. So as far as they're concerned, democracy is finally dead in Sierra Leone. So what you they tell me so they come as a surprise to me and members of this platform, as well as the people who go for view this show. So this is the problem what we get in terms of engagement. You talk about them, but please put emphasis on this particular engagement thing what we talk about on social media. Waiting to happen at parliament, we don't know much. The press conference is fantastic.
Yeah.
We don't begin to see the press conference on the make on a periodic basis. That is very fantastic. We want for the year canteen a day. But una come when una can tell you what you are capable of doing at parliament, which you are not able for get away with, what you are not able to get them for do. As far as the public is concerned, now only they blame for all this. So give some lamentation on that for we please, comrade.
Yeah, thank you very much, comrade. I think the public get right for demand more, for demand better from the representative them. When are we? Like I say, in terms of public engagement, this current cohort don't bring great innovations for ensure say we people know exactly what they do. One, at the introduction of the monthly press conference. We introduce a monthly press conference where every month we dey invite all media houses. We dey take thematic areas, pressing issue them. We started with the economy. We call experts them from the city, the parliament, and then together with the national executive, we do a press conference. Journalists they ask questions them, and then we talk on that. The other one we be look at energy. I was part of the press conference. We look at the failures and of the feed salon, and then looking at the alternative, the promises versus the reality. We don't do another one on them. There was a recent one on the budget, and then we also look at even this drug related issue and its implication for we country, that in an innovation. Two, we get what we call the APC Parliamentary Caucus. We get a Facebook page, active Facebook page now, where almost everything what you do with the upload and day, and then you get the Parliament of Sierra Leone official Facebook page, where every sitting in Parliament they show and live, even where it don't pass like today's sitting. So people will able go search for Parliament of Sierra Leone on Facebook and follow up the sitting. Most MPs, me na one person way I get a platform work honorable Barrie platform. I trust I even argue the for let you say go they see what will they do, they post other papers, what they carry, they post things them, you know. I agree we have to do more. Every pressing issue, the day where we vote the auditor general, we then pull am. The next day, me na one of the people that we go SLBC, we go AYV, we get this current APC parliamentary group. According to the parliament, the leadership normally can be a leader of government business or leader of opposition, deputy leader of government business or deputy leader of opposition. Then can get chief whip and an assistant. But we, the APC introduced two positions as part of this leadership. They introduced the parliamentary spokesperson, where the one na Honorable Umfa Sori Kuruma, and then the deputy na Honorable Alpha Ben Mansari from Moyamba. We introduced these two offices where then set up a committee where we call the communication unit. Where me where they talk to you, so I'm a member of the communication unit. You know, as this thing happened yesterday, a leader called we begin send we me for Bingo Liberty, but later we say Honorable Umfa Gode, and then different people and go on a different platform. So I agree that we need to do more, but at least we don't make so much effort in terms of public engagement. But I also want to use this opportunity for let the people be involved as well. You know, Parliament now the people's house. Now people they would go represent, and Parliament no they operate in secrecy. When they call the Counter-Terrorism Act, then we don't lay from last year July. But before they reach here, people then pick her up. We get prominent people at the APC like Richard Conte. He writes a position paper to we leader. He say let we go against and this that we leader reply him and ask him for let direct tweet to specific areas of the bill where in one let we stand against. He did, which we appreciate. Some of we reach out to technical people and lawyers them. You understand? So this not something where we want. Let we able, because at the end of the day, Comrade OrWanKasu, una self where they under. If una come right now una there, it will be similar pressure. So what we need is we need supporting hands. You understand? We like I say, we need the citizens, the institutions for help for push the world for do the right thing. Let me give you an example. I tell people and say the way I see Sierra Leoneans then show concern for this safe motherhood bill where they talk about abortion. If not that kind of energy and commitment we able show to almost every bill where they can at parliament, trust me, then will make it very difficult for any government for just a rubber stamp for let the parliament become a rubber stamp parliament. The day when they come with the safe motherhood bill, we saw religious bodies, we saw Pastor Mambu religious group, then print banners, then can and claim up the gallery. They were there. We know people that will be one of them pass another day, but the speaker using wisdom and look at the tension, they say, no, this law send and force. So imagine if not so they involve. I tell somebody, say, all the women's group there will be the talk Bolara till peers. The day will go for vote for vote against a removal. we not see one women's group. So and it's a democracy. Una also una dey so the UK, the US, we know how lobbying groups they influence parliamentary procedures. And this is how we really want for this counter-terrorism. We were happy to see that even Sludge submitted a position paper. Other groups then submit a position paper. And that is what we back want from the public. Like when you call me so OrWanKasu, you try for reach me from yesterday. I be dey Freeton, the plan for go parliament, I dey try for run the drive car McKinney, but I fought so hard, at least for let we get an interview. And we are committed. We get, in fact, what you get for do, I be don't say Honorable Alpha Ben Mansari say, we are going to publish the communications committee, even though every MP get the right to reach out to everybody, but we have a communications unit we headed by Honorable Umfa, deputized by Honorable Alpha Ben Mansai, and we get members there. We mean are one of them. If we reach out to anyone part then, even if that person is not available, it can recommend anyone from we. I think we will have no reason than to respond, because now una mekudea, we are representing a political party. We know to Mame Bangura and Tom that we forget say na APC make the dinner parliament. We are consistently aware that na APC will represent our parliament and then representing the people of Sierra Leone, and we are going to fight very, very hard to ensure that we do our responsibilities and support our party to regain governance
Thank you
and
very
save
much,
this
comrade.
country.
You mentioned something where I want to pick you up on small when you mentioned Lara Telopias in issue where they go vote for. Members of the public, from that instance there, we understand say members of the APC then compromise, then votes in favor of government passing that bill for dismiss Lara Telopias. The members of the public don't find out say the opposition not get, how you call them, not, they don't align themselves with the government, and they understand say the government not gets any sympathy, they not get no concern about the people, how they feel in the country. And some of the opposition members, they don't compromise. So most of the members of parliament, the members of the public, they sort of put pressure anymore. They say, what's the point? If now we been get voice for talk, we go talk. But the opposition we pan for talk. Look, what you go do about Lara Telopias in waiting safe. At least if we not lost the vote safe, but let una all day together. And I'm glad the way I see the right up today that all the MPs them, the APC MPs them, come together. That unity day, that solidarity that gets for stand behind on a leader for the adversities the way it don't go through because of the light problem. If we not also been there together, then no for say una all vote in favor of Lara Taylor Pierce. Even if we not lost, the members of the public go appreciate una. But that was a disastrous thing will happen, and it don't send a very, very negative thing in the minds of the members of the public that una not care, just like how the government not care about the people of Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Now, so some of una self not care about the people of Sierra Leone. Una go vote for Lara Taylor Pierce for letting Saka. So that's subsequent events the way they happen now. What can they do? Because at the end of the day, the bill is going to be passed anyway. Except people will get away with that, and some of una go just support them, and everything is good. So this is how they see you guys. So that's why they keep tight lips on some of them things that are so where they happen. So one thing I want to ask again, are you happy?
Okay. Yeah, no, but before you ask, comrade, I want to respond to that quickly. Um, a fine for let the public get a clear context. The Auditor General a removal. We did a press conference. We make a position paper, and then Parliament get procedures. Where, for example, if you dey car with something na Parliament, minimum 24-hour notice through the other paper. On that day, na net, because we were working on the budget, the 2025 appropriation. Na net around 7 to 8, we see the notice. We been get two members them of the parliament within Nigeria. The one na SLPP MP, the one na APC MP, when Honorable Mabinti for now. Waiting and do. They cancel the SLPP member in program day, change in ticket, make him come ahead, and then left with your own member there, Honorable Mabinti for now. And then we been get the APC been get a retreat na diaspora retreat na Gambia, where we been get some MPs when are executive members like the Honorable Usman Abdal Timbo, we not been there. And then they came with a plan. The president wanted to remove Lara Telopias at all cost. And these are members of parliament, with some of them on their own side, get for defending symbol, get for show that kind cool day. So they were determined, just like they did in the imposition of the speaker in the fifth parliament, bulldoze with the PR system. They were determined at all cost. The pain where some of we feel on that day, and the fact that yes, we got some MPs we vote against position. That was the worst day for me from our go parliament. Seeing Honorable Abdul Kagbo grab 9 seats with tears, he go now in office, and then he burst into tears, and then later I see AKK stiff 9 seats. They will take her instead they go and cry. They will reach 9 office. We all for me it was one of our worst day. It was unbearable. And then me, the next day, me, one of the people that we go AYV and accept and admit, say, we have failed. We should have stopped this. But let me tell you something, comrade. That day, yes, it is shameful. It was embarrassing that we all forbidden vote against. But on that day, even if we all vote against, they will still remove her. What in the speaker do? The speaker passed an unprecedented ruling on that. They say when they say 2/3, remember how they will be the vote for her as a speaker of parliament. We get majority, we vote, we not be get the 2/3. We vote 2 to 3 times until we agree. We go into compromise now, because after 3 rounds, the last one na majority. But the speaker passed a ruling for the auditor general removal that they say when they say 2/3, now in begin teach we about in versus off, this, that. So it was at all costs they were going to pass. The only pain way some of who feel now, way some members, and we were 43 on that day. And after that 43, 7 voted against our position, not to all. So if you minus 43 minus 7, they are about 36 we vote against, But at the end of the day, it's a collective responsibility. For me now one of the people that will write a piece on that day say, I am ashamed to be part of the process that removed that. We were all ashamed. It's a collective responsibility. But we've learned from that. And that did not mean say we are going to collapse. We are going to relax. We have very, very important things ahead. They are coming with constitutional review. They will come with more critical things and make we need for put we house together. And for updates the public, after that, the national executive, we don't invite we first-time MPs, senior MPs. They don't go engage we. They on hearing, and then because in as much as yes, we want for let go of that and forge ahead, but we want the leadership don't commit for make example out of the one that we betray we, so that this kind of thing not go ever happen again. Nobody but we know forever vote against the position of a party and the position of Sierra Leoneans them, because at the end of the day, the ruling. Then for them, they want to defend and score their goal. But the opposition, we are there. We should be the major watchdog for ensure say they not do what they want, they not make the parliament as a rubber stamp. So again, just like I did during that period, we apologize to Sierra Leoneans, but let us also understand the context, and then let we not give up. Because it's a big fight. Like I tell you earlier, comrade, it's a big fight. We need to fight and ensure that the Electoral Commission waiting and do na 2022, not repeat 2028. Police force, our military, stand by the people in the next election. We need to start fight and ensure that the judiciary, we need to fight and ensure that we reclaim electoral integrity in this country. So we don't need to give up, and we are not going to give up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask you one question. This anti-terrorism, laws where they don't pass in the parliament. Um,
Mhm.
soon will be signed, or it don't even become a law if I'm not mistaken. Parliament will approve. So Marabi will just go doing assent. Um, are you happy with waiting past the parliament? You happy with these particular laws to pass the parliament?
Yes, are happy with the fact that we as the opposition will raise the flag to the bad things they within at the law. We get for do with lawful advocacy. We do get for do with industrial action. We get for do with targeting of we didn't talk about political ideology. We raised that flag and we succeeded. They remove them. And like I say in the beginning, comrade, we also don't want to be seen as a party that is against a law that seeks to prohibit terrorism. No, we don't want to be seen as that. So this particular counter-terrorism act, based on the procedures, we are happy. It's a goal for the APC. It's a goal for us. Our leader immediately after the pass, I call the press, I go the interview am, Honorable Mfabidin and the media all over. And after this interview, I am going to share with you the counter-terrorism bill they've been carried, and then I share with you the report of the legislative committee where they show waiting they don't remove. Then I will also share with you the attorney general, the notice paper where they pull for tell you say they don't exempt lawful advocacy, they don't exempt industrial action, other things away. So I think if how this counter-terrorism bill goes so, now show them for the past with other one, believe in me, we not go get a rubber stamp parliament. So trust me, it's a good one for us, and it's a goal that we scored as an
Okay,
opposition.
Sierra Leoneans are still concerned. Are you concerned about anything that these governments will use these counterterrorism laws and a way of circumventing the the details of for get at anybody? Are you concerned at all? Any concern day for the future that they might use it against?
Of course, this now one. This now one question we then ask the Honorable Umfasori, we spokesperson. You know, the whole problem we make people and the raise them concern they are now because of lack of public trust in we institutions, because we institutions they don't go way below the belt. Institutions like the police force, or else, trust me, people not for be worried about this. But because we don't see that they use laws like cyber crime law, this, that, for go after people, and make people are worried. In terms of if I am worried, of course, based on what you don't see from 2018 with Encanto now, we are always worried. We are always on we always prepared and no say they can do anything with or without this law. They can do anything. We've seen that, but we also need to ensure we perform our role and push them. Push them to the limits, because at the end of the day, we then the first day we'll debate we tell them say how una go out a counter-terrorism act una include political ideology, this, that. And remember, this na a president wey be don refer to we all as terrorist them, APC people they all as terrorist them. So we raise those things, we raise those flag. But at the end of the day, like I said, um through we stance, and through we opposition, and then self God make the able listen, they remove the critical areas. So now I make us say I they encourage we people them after this. Lord look at the first one we then carry it. Let we also look at the Malabo counter-terrorism model when I know the framework for all other African countries them. And then we also look at the legislative. They are all public
Okay,
documents now. But we should not be too worried. Comrade, like I tell you, the law now something way so funny. You know, you go pass am today and then go
mhm.
use it against you tomorrow. So if somebody can say because you didn't have power, you dey pass any law, and that law that you dey hope say get for advantage you. Today, una wey dey follow international politics, one of the most powerful and in some case dictatorial leaders dem from Philippines. Not to hint today, so they don't load, they don't go
Agree.
with na
Mm,
ICC.
mhm.
you know So the law is so powerful that you don't use it there. You say and this now you get for use against people
Okay.
forever. No, 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 no. This
Hypo-
is democracy.
Let me
It
ask
will
you an
change.
hypothetical question. Come the seventh parliament,
Mhm,
and Honorable Brian Barry happened for the
mhm,
the parliament in the seventh parliament, and you will propose some
mhm.
of them laws that are so for make them repeal some of them and try to do some amendments for make them able for mirror a more decent kind of laws them for we country. Some of them don't pass in the parliament.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, comrade, governance na continuity. Governance na continuity, and then when we come, we not go say we go repeal anything what we see say e not good for the democracy, e not good for we good governance, it dey tighten the democratic space. We will stand to repeal, but like I say, at the end of the day, we not foresee say where you can have power na a chance for intimidate or use the law against opponents them. So at the end of the day, when we come, we'll look at the context. If any section then at this one, now this act where then go and use for intimidate, then we will ensure we repeal and put laws that are favorable for democracy and sustainable development. But to be honest with you, comrade, I really want to let the public read through this law and let them not be worried. We should have been worried. Some of we are so determined that if they're not being remove those concerns, them, pass them get for them for being beat we back and do what them for being do. But we should not have
Okay.
been part of that one. But as far as I think not just the APC opposition, but even the sludge other civil societies, them, I think we feel better that and some of them things then
Okay,
they
it's a
remove
good
them.
thing that we had this conversation as soon as this platform, and by God in power, we go put them out, make people and view them and see what in then take from this particular interview what we get with you. So, and we hope say we going to get more time with you and members of the
All right.
communication committee for the come out and talk to we on a regular basis because this platform is there for the APC for una for anything we want to put
Yes.
out if we unfa able for go
Yes.
na AYV and other places them, you make your way to us, that we can talk to you because with the archive them,
Mhm.
then you go always say,
No
oh, now
problem.
go na the Diaspora TV platform, now go watch na YouTube, now go
No
watch na
problem.
Facebook, now go see me interview they wait
Yeah.
I say. People go learn from that. So make us
Mhm.
squeeze one more question in
Yeah.
towards the end of this
Yes.
one now.
Yes.
Um people are saying if
Okay.
SLP are
Okay.
able to get away with all these things within the personal parliament, if they're able to get away with it, una not get the power, una not get the numbers, una
Mhm.
not get the possible, una not get the practical whatever for able for stop them from passing certain bills them. Which una they do na parliament? Why una not just walk out of the place una go sit down? Because
Mhm.
we are not in democracy anyway. The man not win election
Mhm.
2023 results not come out eight.
Mhm.
And waiting to go to a parliament. Why not just walk out on a full foot and sit down?
Yeah.
Let international community come and sort out with democracy. Why not do that?
Mhm. Yeah. That then a good one. You know, comrade, in life, at some point, you get for take some step. In a fight, sometimes, even where you get right, you get for take some steps for let you not misuse your. And at that situation, they will dey on. You see, people don't understand wetin happen na this election. Already, we see an election wey na the worst. It's not even fine for be call an election. We see an election wherein the election not reflect the will of the people. Some of we go na the regional tally center and at the north. We did it. The man as we say before they send this result and free, so we go see am and certify. when they announce the first 60%, we can't tell the man say we already say they don't announce 60%. We'll say you been promised, you say you go you go make Kusia and certify before Senate. They say, well, he not send it, he don't know the way they don't send. You know, we see an election where up to now disaggregated data no dey. But you know, the Honorable Abdul be make one example. He say if you are like where you sit was or O level, then they seize your results for no reason. They seize your results, say you need to go to university. And then whilst you the fet, you don't go to a court, you dey go in the fet, you dey protest before them for let them pull your results. You can't hear it say private was don't open. Or another time for seat was don't open. As somebody with the desperate desire for get university requirements, in as much as you refer to Canada, you also look for an opportunity for seats. This was the biggest test now with democracy. If we left them that way, therefore just succeed. So they look at what is happening in the region. Burkina Faso, they under military rule. Guinea, they under military rule. Mali, they under military rule. You know, you see how the democracy they decline at the West and on West Africa. So we institution them fail we, but we also have to ensure we tread cautiously to get it right. And I tell people every day that the tripartite recommendation now is success for we. So they don't begin a recommendation for. They don't I still cancel on a free turn, they don't release some other political detainees them from the north, and it's ongoing. Now we look at all their recommendations and they comrade. If we succeed tomorrow for let them implement their recommendation and they, including a parliament, we get one of the recommendation we say we forget electoral management committee in parliament headed by the opposition. You understand? If we implement all of them here, we go don't make them so tight for anybody for road game in this country. And that we for do. Because imagine what will be the impact of for we left give everything. It will be the worst. You understand? Now we didn't have that parliament day, in as much as it's not to under perfect system. They don't take the lights back. In as much as not a perfect system, but we are part of committees. We provide oversight over executive. For example, I am the deputy chairman of the youth committee in parliament. We provide oversight over the Ministry of Youth. You know, we are part of committees them when are we the chair, and then at least even that voice no more will they pull. Those are the semblance of democracy. So in as much as yes, we the rogue we, in as much as we don't have the number, but quitting now the worst thing we go happen now with democracy. And we quitting they bring we to power. This is not something where people need for no. Quitting they ever bring we to power. The only way they bring we to power now for let we did fight, challenge, contest till we get it right and take over governance. And that is what we'll continue to do despite the challenges.
One last one way the public can always say, we know say una the fights to una level best. In as much as they do una fighting, una the fight, the members of the public think say the 6 parliaments are the worst parliaments ever in the history of politics na Sierra Leone. Would you agree to that? Is that an unfair description of
No. That's very unfair. That's very, very unfair. The 6th parliament, I will tell you, are one of the most vibrant parliaments, young, fearless members of parliament. We get women them where they do extremely well. When they see with press conferences them, we get women them from Koinadugu, from Poloko, from all over. We get a leadership where from the Honorable Abdul to the Honorable Ikeke to Honorable Aaron, these are young fighters them, where they fight every bill we can under, where not sustainable, they talk, they make them voice with a challenge. We get young people there, including me within IASO, where they play me part. I get colleagues there, we all they fight. You know, when this kush business come to the country, we raise our voice. We force, we go some of who go to rehabilitation center, then take video, then take recordings them. You know, after that, any budget we they car with, we use them for the advocates. You know, for people. You know, we don't they do more than what is expected. And sometimes in life, When somebody go grab no money, one of the worst is there, or somebody will get a platform for you. What is your yardstick? What is your yardstick? What now you benchmark? What you be the lookout for? We get for understand the context. We cannot have a Malema in Sierra Leone. From when Malema begin criticize the South African government, when we ever hear see them go beat Malema, or then go attack Malema, or the old Malema, then jailer. From where you see the vociferous opposition in Ghana and other side there, we don't have that here. So at sometimes people for sorry for we. They tell today what I asked, I reach McKinney, you know. Now I tell me where I say this now the situation this way we make I really need a driver. Sierra Leone parliamentarians, me one green and me now the driver. I am my own security. I don't have a security. I don't have a driver. I don't have office assistant. I dey travel from McKinney to Freetown for go fulfill my duty as a member of parliament. You know, we don't even have offices beside the leadership. You go find me right now at parliament, pass to sit on a county. So it's not easy, but we are trying. So for the people and sit down no more and brand say now the worst parliament is unfair. It's unfair. Let remember say institution and they will fail we allow them thief, we sit them, we allow up to now they suppress we. So if one day they would try with the challenge in we own way, would risk we life. I think even if we don't get it 100%, but we deserve that small appreciation. But again, I think one thing where we sign up for this now this in the political life in them parts there, you just have to push and work hard. You cannot satisfy all. You cannot satisfy all. And despite anything what you do. But I go assure una say under the leadership of Honorable Abdukagbo, this is one of the best parliamentary caucus working under opposition. And then this is the parliamentary group that is going to bring the APC into governance by the grace of God Almighty.
Okay, inshallah. Amina to that word. I'll squeeze one more question and then we will call it tonight. Would you actually blame the members of the public for thinking the way they do, given the circumstances, the situation, the political turmoil where they happen at the country? You go actually blame them for the frustration with the events on UNA as a parliament?
No. I'm not gonna blame them. In fact, if I did at them position, something I for being behind more than them. I will not. The people of Sierra Leone went through a lot. You know, I be they tell somebody say the dangerous precedent will happen at this election. If you not take time, it will lead to voter apathy in future elections because some people will feel like there is no.
Honorable Barrie just gone off the line. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades of the APC, I just did try for squeeze one question and don't go off the line. It's been very, very interesting, very, very good discussion with Honorable Ibrahim Barrie of Bombali district. We don't talk about the anti-terrorism law. Honorable Barrie don't show you for say indeed, yes, he happy with the outcome of the laws because the way how them being table if them been go ahead with that and pass them, you know, it will be a disaster. But fortunately for them, they use strategies, call press conferences them, connect with experts them, we come up with position papers them, we write plenty things them against this anti-terrorism law and then force the government for back down and restructure them back, remove all the other things that have been put there. But this one with them pass so very good. And then no one for be seen as an opposition for the against terrorism. Terrorism actually not good any sign of the world. And because of the global sentiment of terrorism, and then as a regional body, they don't go, you know, assign, you know, the signature to, you know, a regional body for make them domesticate all laws that are surrounding in country. So, incumbent on both the government and the opposition for actually accept anti-terrorism laws. But I think say these guys, the way how them want for, you know, put the laws, they want to include certain things them wouldn't for be used against the people and tomorrow. But the opposition were very smart to make sure that this actually not happen. And Honorable Barrie say he's happy and that America can engage with today for can talk to you about this. And the discussion has been very, very fantastic. We appreciate, and even if and also we are good, we are happy. And I want to say this na the Diaspora online TV platform, and me, na comrade OrWanKasu. I want to say thanks to the producers, Mr. MMBB, Mr. JS Momo Jr., Fatia Samora, Sweet Bonita, and all the other members them at the background where they support this platform, and una the viewers them. Una do our best for make una subscribe, whether to YouTube or to Facebook. So anytime we come live, una will get notification for this. We're going to get Honorable Barrie on a regular basis and members of his team on a regular basis for make sure say we keep on abreast with waiting they happen within the APC, and make una self to follow waiting they happen rather than we get information from other platform them where they gonna wrong information and we're not good for we minds them as some comrades. Once again, this is Comrade OrWanKasu, Diaspora TV online platform, and I say tata for today.
King boy lover,
music.
me had it so yeah. This thing don't find it don't really mourn. The way our people die no sweet again. Oh na 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 na. We call fear people them they suffer. Oh na 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 na. But been cheap but now we dear. Oh na 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 na. Music shine and sing they no hit again. The people they sell no profit again. Man and they watch film. We want to know if not the actor go die on the toughest go left. We still they watch film. See other country they act fast. We they act like wef. Man and they watch film. Kudos to Niger and Mali. Who done now they can free we still they watch film. We want to know if not the actor go die on the toughest go left. Man and they watch film. The people not able to talk because they don't see them right. Yeah. When they want for talk again, yeah, and then go take them life. Yeah. Politicians they live good life. See them they chill with them wife. Yeah. Now them they drive good cars. Why the masses they cry? Then just they kill and they chill in a prison. They act or they watch. I swear you know they talk thing. But I no blame nobody. Now they director. Where they direct this film. We don't take the script and give unto the wrong person. Now we don't spoil the film. Hey, we tired with the crush. Prostitution all around. Man, they watch film. We want to know if not the actor go die on the toughest go left. We still they watch film. See other country they act fast. We they act like wef. Man, they watch film. Kudos to Niger and Mali. Who done now they can free we still they watch film. Oh na na na. Hey, yeah. Liberian free they county but still Salone people they sleep. Hey. Guinean free they county but still Salone people they know. I say the first thing we pay me then kill democracy then still back election and stand back for kill. But I know nobody na the director. We direct this film. We don't take the script and give unto the wrong person. Now we don't spoil the film. Too much of bloggers, plenty don't die. Some of they talk this and talk that's plenty don't lie. Man and they watch film. We want to know if not the actor go die on the toughest go left. We still they watch film. See other country they act fast. We they act like wef. Man and they watch film. Kudos to Niger and Mali. Who done now they can free we still they watch film. Oh na na na. Hey yeah. Prison break no prison break. We see the fake more life than take. Police they fight civilian. Soldier man them just they kill civilian. This thing they pay me at once, so I send a special force to the soldiers. The This thing they pain me at once, so I send a special fax to the police. City dark light no day. To talk to the people, make them sit down, let's pray. But I no blame nobody, not the director. Where direct this film, man and they watch film. We want for know if not the actor go die. We want the toughest go left. We still they watch film. See other county they act first. We they act like well. Man and they watch film. Kudos to Niger and Mali. Who don't know they can free we still they watch film. I played my